What's going on, guys? Ifyouknowyuno here, back again with another video. Today I put out a post asking you guys what questions do you have of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I have to answer them. So this is the video for that, and honestly I'm excited to get into these. There's a lot of questions that you guys put. I was supposed to get this done by last Friday, but life, well, actually by Saturday, but you know, life got in the way. So hey, you know what it is. But I'm excited. Thank you everyone that hopped out and just asked me questions. Really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The first question is, how's life been treating you recently? I know it's not JJK related. Pretty good, actually. By the time this is up, this will probably be up by Thursday. Next Friday is my birthday, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not planning to do anything special. I just relax, honestly. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably, I did get the new Astrobot game, so I do want to play that. I'll probably, you know, take some time to do that. But yeah, thank you, Dad. Was Sukuna end rushed? So I don't think it was rushed. I feel like the execution could have been better on a lot of ends. But I do think it's funny that people are saying that this was rushed when the same people were complaining that this was taking too long, this was dragging. So it's kind of funny, the dynamic between the two. I personally don't feel like it was rushed. Again, there could have been areas that were better, but you know. Favorite domain expansion or curse technique? My favorite domain expansion is Mahito's. I think, to me, it's just a presentation with all the hands coming out and stuff. That's personally my favorite. Now with curse technique, I think Nanami's might have my favorite curse technique. Nanami's or Mekamaru's. Mekamaru's doing like the robot to control the puppets and all that. I think that's amazing. But Nanami's finding the critical point to hit something is excellent. It kind of reminds me a lot of one of my favorite anime, Karo Kaiokia, or Karo Karukai. I think that's how you pronounce it. Guarding the Sinners. It kind of reminds me of that, and I really like that. What's your biggest gripe with the series? All right, I had a feeling someone's going to ask this, and people, I feel like people think I'm a JJK writer. Like, I think the series is 10 out of 10. I don't. There are issues I find with the series, but I'm going to accept them, just like how I know there's issues with My Hero Academia. I still accept them as they come. Biggest gripe with the series, Kenjaku. I feel like he could have done a lot more. I feel like he went out a little bit too early. I would have preferred a fight between him and Yuta before he got out of the story, especially with the fact that there was a assumption that he had a fourth curse technique, because we saw the gravity, we saw the curse manipulation from Gato, and we saw the body transfer technique. There was a fourth one that was assumed that he had. It was assumed that he had a fourth one, but we don't know what that was. The handling of certain characters is also something that I had a problem with in the series. Really big one is Higuruma. Honestly, a lot of people in the Culling games, they just got introduced and then they just, you know, they just got out. They got in the story and they got out instantly. So that kind of sucked, in my opinion. So characters like Akari, Kashimo and Akari, bro, like you had one of the probably top 5 fights in the series, and after that the characters really don't do much. I mean, they did something, but it's like, bro, I want that feel again. You know what I'm saying? And I wish we had that. I really wish we had that. Do you feel like Kenjaku's character was wasted? And if so, if you could change some things about the ending of JJK and expand Kenjaku's role in the story, how would you write him? I don't feel like his character was wasted, but I would expect more time of it. The reason I don't feel like his character wasted is because I think a problem with a lot of anime is that they give the villains, like, they give them a bone too much. It's like, bro, if you just handle him right here, this wouldn't be a problem. But with Kenjaku, they got him right at the perfect time. They took the opportunity that was given to him and they executed it flawlessly. They found that point and they was like, nope, we're not wasting any time with him. Cut his head off. And I personally love that. I loved that. So I don't feel like he was wasted. More could have been explored with him, you know, because he was a person of a lot of, he was extremely knowledgeable. So I think a lot of things could have been, you know, handled with him a little bit better. I can't say I honestly, I don't know how I would write him. I'll probably just give him a fight with Yuta. Really, in my opinion, I'll probably give him a fight with Yuta. Have him confront Yuji about, you know, being Yuji's parent, and yeah, that's really it. What domains do you think we should have seen but didn't? In my opinion, we should have seen Yuki's, and a blood domain would have been sick. And also, not JJK related, but will you be reacting to the newer Dragon Ball Super chapters? Okay, so Dragon Ball Super chapters, I do plan on doing after Dragon Ball Kakame. Probably not instantly or right after, but I do plan on doing them sometime in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks for asking that, by the way. Domains we should have seen. We definitely should have seen Yuki's. Honestly, I feel like if a character has a domain, we should have seen it. That's how I feel. If a character has a domain, we should have seen it. It would have been very cool if Choso had a domain, just to see all the. I really want to see Choso's. Like if Choso had a domain, it probably would have been insane. Just just nothing but blood. So yeah, you're right. A blood domain would have been crazy. But yeah, if any character had a domain, we should have seen Yuki's for sure. For her being a special grade, we should have for sure seen her domain. So I'm shocked we didn't. Were Gojo and Geto in love? Absolutely. Even if we look at the whole KFC breakup scene, look at it from Gojo's eyes, it was dark, it was eerie. And then look at it from Geto's side, it was bright. It felt like he found clarity. Two sides of a breakup, bro. Two sides of a breakup. Very realistic. So yeah, they were definitely in love. What are some scenes you hope the JJK anime adds? I would like to see a in-between training thing in between the months of JJK. Like the month between Gojo getting out in the Gojo versus Sukuna fight. I would like to see like a little thing added there. Maybe a movie. I don't know. I can't think of a plot right off the bat, but I would like something like that personally. I would like something like that. Anything. Oh, if whenever this has to be mandatory for all seasons. We got it in both seasons so far, but some fight with Yuji when they're playing the remember song where the guitar is like bam, 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 bam. We got to get Yuji getting ready to punch someone, and they got to be flashing back. It would be cool if we get that during the Gojo versus Sukuna fight. So where Gojo's about to hit the black flash, you get that switch on and off, bam, and him with the black flash with the guitar hits, it will probably go crazy. It won't even probably, it will go crazy. What is something you feel should have been done or explained or explored in the series? What happens when you break a binding vow? There was a lot of pressure put on that, and we didn't get that, which I'm shocked that we didn't get at all. Honestly, I thought that the breaking the binding vow was going to be the fall of Sukuna, but it wasn't. So I think, you know, breaking the binding vow should have been done in the series, or explained, or honestly explored. Really, that's the main thing I think should have been explained or explored. How do you feel about the overall fight between the sorcerers and Sukuna? I really enjoyed it. I'm on my second read through of it. I just got to the Higuruma part, probably just, well, the end of the Higuruma part. But I really enjoyed it. It's a lot better binging it. I think week after week did put a strain on it, and it felt like it was going on for a little longer than expected. But everyone, I think, played their role nicely. And I also like seeing how many plans that the heroes had, to the point where it's like, look, this, like, we got a plan here that will probably defeat Sukuna, but if we don't, we got to do this, we got to do this. They had to play A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like all that. And that's what I really like. And honestly, for a character like Sukuna, you kind of need that. In no specific order, because it could get hard to play some. What is your top 5 favorite characters? Top 5 favorite characters. Honestly, I'll put them in order. Toji, Megami, Maki, Gojo, Mahito. That's my top 5. You think Yuta should have 1v1 Kenjaku instead of joining Sukuna Rei? Because I think that would have been a better way to fully showcase his growth as a character and capabilities as a sorcerer with JJK 0 parallels. Yes, I 100% agree. I think Yuta should have 1v1 Kenjaku. However, I don't think instead of joining the Sukuna Rei. I think Yuta and Kenjaku should have had their fight separate from the Sukuna Rei, in my opinion. That, honestly, I would have been okay if it would happen before the Sukuna raid. We had Kenjaku fight. We had Sukuna fight. We had Yuta fight Kenjaku. And just seeing both of their abilities fully showcased, I think would have been crazy. would have been insane. And again, nice parallels to what we had. And Kenjaku would be like, yo, I remember your moves. I still have Gato's memories. I remember a lot of your moves. So, you know, you can try me if you want. But you got that. You got the anti-gravity. Like, Yuji could cut an arm off, give it to Rika, and he probably wouldn't be able to do it by. I don't know. I don't know where I was getting at there. But yes, I would definitely like to see a fight between them two. Kenny versus Yuta. At the end of it, I think Kenjaku will win. I assumed when Yuta in the Culling game said he was going to kill Kenjaku, I thought he was sealing his death right then and there. I thought saying that was Yuta being like, I'm going to die. Like, either I'm going to kill him and we're both going to die, or he's going to kill me. And that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought Kenny was going to kill Yuta. And in some ways, Kenjaku probably would have won, in my opinion. Kenjaku probably would have won. Gojo versus Heian Sukuna with Komatoke no Mahito. Sukuna would have won. It just would have took him a lot of time to figure out how to get to bypass Infinity. But yeah, without a doubt, I think Sukuna would have won that fight for sure. Toji versus Maki, no tools. Toji would win. And I said this in during the fight with Maki versus Curse Noya, is that Maki is more reactive, whereas Toji is proactive. Toji will go full force no matter what, whereas Maki is a little bit more, she'll see what you got to do and then find a way to counter it, which she fixed during the fight with Curse Noya. But no, Toji for free. Toji got that. Do you feel like JJK has done a good job keeping the narrative themes? Is there a fight that you feel that this is what JJK is trying to communicate? I personally think the Takaba and Kenjaku fight is the most underrated fight of the series. I gotta read the Takaba and Kenjaku fight again. And this time, without the weekly break, I could just binge it. I'll probably enjoy it a lot more. I think it did a good job keeping this narrative themes. However, we get a lot thrown at us, and sometimes it's hard to comprehend that. And it takes multiple reads to really understand it. Like, even after the chapter reactions, I read the chapter again. I sometimes read the official, although John Weary is quite the translator. But yeah, I think it does take a little bit of time to really understand JJK and understand a lot of the themes. But I think it does a great job showing the themes of it. For one, Sukuna, his ideology of, like, you know, always being the most powerful versus a group of people who come together to be powerful. So I really like that. What fight do you feel like really communicates? Yuji versus Mahito. I think Yuji versus Mahito during the Shibuya arc really communicates the theme of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I love that fight so much. Do you think Yuji is out there with great written characters? I think he's a good written character. It's hard to define great, because what I think is great may not be what you think is great. Like, I would say great. Only finished 2 seasons of this. I didn't watch the 3rd season, but Mob from Mob Psycho, beautifully written character. I didn't like him season 1. I loved him season 2. He just expanded. Who else? Spike from Cowboy Bebop. I think he's a great written character. Well, Cowboy Bebop is my favorite anime of all time, so yeah. Itachi, I think he's a great written character, despite you know the genocide he did. But I think Yuji is a good written character. Out of the modern shonen era, I will place him probably like 3 off the top of my head. I think Denji is written better than him, and I think Deku is written better than him. Personally, y'all can argue that in the comments all y'all want. Do you think that the end of the Shinjuku arc was rushed? This is my opinion, but it's definitely rushed. Gege didn't explain what Yuji's domain short hit effect was. We have 0 information on why the merger never happened. And lastly, they literally just showed the start and the end of Hikari versus Urame fight. We barely seen them actually fighting each other. So we should have got Hikari versus Urame. Okay, for one, to answer your question, no, I don't think the end of it was rushed. It was building up towards the end. Like, once Gojo got in, well, not Gojo, Yuta and Gojo's body got in, I was like, yeah, we're in the end. We're like in the end game right now. Things are definitely wrapping up. I don't think Hikari and Urame either should have happened right after Takaba versus Kenjaku. That's honestly the only place I think that would have fit perfectly. And even still, Hikari versus Urame fight. What were we really supposed to give out of that fight? These two characters are so pivotal to each side that if either one of them won, it's a sure guarantee that that side was going to win. If Urame won, the villains are winning. If Hikari won, the heroes are winning. It was the scale was too it was too crazy, and I think that was the problem that Gege faced when writing that. So, you know, I would have liked to see a fight because they did show interest in each other while fighting. Urame was like, "Yo, I thought you were human, but no, you're a fucking monster." And then Hikari is like, "Bro, I'm feeling the fever. It's time to cool me down." So the dynamic of them was really cool. So I would have liked to see that fight. The merger never, on why the merger never happened. Well, the merger never happened with the Gojo Pass art. We had supposed to have the merger with Tegan, and that never happened. It stopped it. So I don't think an explanation on why the merger never happened or should have happened. I don't really think we really need one, but you know, he's probably going to explain within the next 3 chapters. Yuji sure hit effect in the domain. I'm pretty sure it was the soul dismantle, because as soon as the resonance hit, Nobara's move hit, the attack clearly hit, you know, Sukuna. And again, domain expansions is pretty much, you know, what is it's engulfing your curse technique. So yeah, I don't think these were rushed at all. I just think there's some things that could have used, like, you know, probably like a page or two, really. In the case of JJK, wanted to defy the OG shonen. Making Sukuna win isn't the way to do it, but rather Kenjaku plans come into fruition. Do you agree? Honestly, that's kind of, I wouldn't say that's defying, or, you know, that's not a way to defy the OG shonen, because like there's a lot of characters in shonen, main characters in shonen, that takes up things from villains that they meet and put their ideals, like, and add that to their ideals. Like when Naruto met Zabuza, Naruto learned the world is not black and white, it is very gray, and he took Zabuza's ideals, but he let that grow with him. So Kenjaku's plan coming to fruition doesn't really mean that, you know, everything is over, but it's like, how can I put it? It's like the villain is right, but the way they're going about it is wrong. Honestly, and that's in a lot of shonen. I have 2 questions. First, if this was Sukuna from back in the Heian era, not the Sukuna that incarnated, do you think he will win against Gojo? Yes, I do. I just think it would take a bit for him to find a way to bypass Infinity. The second one is, how would you rank Yuta, Yuji, Maki, and Hikari from weakest to strongest? You can have 2 versions of Yuta as Yuta in his own body, and then Yuta's in Gojo body, or Yuji before and after awakening. Do one. Yuta, Hikari, Maki, Yuji is how I rank them. Yuta being the strongest, Hikari second, Maki third, Yuji last. English or Spanish?
Narang.
Do you think Urarame wasn't glazing and was actually right in chapter 268 when she said the heroes would have lost had Sukuna not been reincarnated sorcerer? Absolutely. Absolutely. The whole, like, if it wasn't for the fingers, he would have been done. Done. Would have been done. Everyone would have been done if it wasn't for those curse tools. But yeah. I think that was the last question. That's actually the last question. Anyway, thank you all for presenting questions to me. I really enjoyed this. I might do it for another series. Who knows? If there's a series that you want to see something like this for, let me know down below. I'll probably do it for My Hero Academia, since I do I feel like I have more of a relationship with My Hero Academia than I do, or stronger relationship with My Hero Academia than I do with Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, but yeah, if you guys want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification that way you'll know when it's out. If you like the video, give it the like. If not, give it the dislike. Doesn't really matter to me. If you want to see more of me, catch me on Twitter. If you know, you know. And until then, you know what if I you know.